What's up, guys and dolls? Welcome to the Good, the Bad and the Stupid. It's Friday the 18th of December. Last one of the week, 7 days to go till Christmas, and then another 7 days to go until New Year, and endless days to go until we're fucking finished with COVID and the lockdown. It's that one is unwritten, the unwritten length of days. We need a calendar, a COVID calendar. Like an advent calendar where you open in the days and see how long how many doors you'll need to open until eventually we're free and it's all sorted out. I guess it's going to be down to the vaccine. If you want it or if you don't want it, at least wait till everybody that does want it has it, and then your chances of survival are much better, because if 90% of people have the vaccine, then you don't have to have it, do you? Because it ain't going to bounce around. That's one way to look at it. So anyway, what's going to say? Donald Trump is refusing to leave the White House. Let's get on to some news, or some ridiculous news. Donald Trump is refusing to leave the White House. He's refusing to go on Inauguration Day as well. That's the main day where he's 100% got to be out of there by. And he's fucking sticking around. He's got himself chained to his chair, I imagine. Imagine on chaining his arms to the fucking armchair and wheeling himself around the White House and saying, "I'm leaving." There's a picture of him there doing exactly that. Obviously, it's fake news, but he's apparently getting more and more erratic. He doesn't know what he's going to do with himself. He's like many people who are out of a job this year, but many of them, believe me, they really don't know what they're going to do with themselves, because they're fucking skint on the breadline and visiting food banks. All he's got to do is go off to Mar-a-Lago or wherever it is, or off to Trump Towers, and talk business to business people. They can all talk business to business, go busy, do the business talk. The buzzy business. But he's probably lost his touch, and I bet he owes everybody money. I bet everybody's out for him now. Everyone's like, "That fucking hell, you fucked my business up during your time as the president. We're all pretending to back you while you're the president. We're all backing you because you've got clout. As soon as you're going to come down from there, we're after you." I wonder if that Giuliani, the lawyer's still going to be his friend after he had to go on TV with his melted hairdo, and then he went on to remember his face that was melting. His hair gel was running down his face, and then he booked at the Four Seasons and did a press conference from the Four Seasons, but it was Four Seasons Landscape Gardening Company. He's got grudges against Donald Trump. He's been thrown to the fucking the media. He's not going to be happy. He's going to use all his skills to make sure he gets a good fucking chunk of money out of him, I bet you. Anyway, on to brighter and better news, maybe non-Trump news, which is always bright and better. Rocker Noddy Older says drunk fans often mistook him from the Wizard frontman Roy Wood. Okay, now that's a tongue twister. The Wizard frontman Roy Wood. Try and say that 5 times fast. The Wizard frontman Roy Wood. That's the Wizard singer. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Some of you probably don't even know who the fuck he is, because I certainly don't. The Wizard were a band in the 70s as well, and I used to mistake him for him. And they do look. There's 2 photos of them here. They look almost identical, apart from one's got a bit of makeup on, and one's got a beard. But the hairstyle, everybody in the 70s looked like each other. They all looked like everybody in the 70s had almost very similar hairstyle, didn't they? They all had long hair, and that was down to David Bowie and the Long Hair Appreciation Society, or whatever it was. Like David Bowie, I saw a black and white. You can look for this on YouTube. David Bowie, a black and white clip of him and a load of people in the 60s who set up this organisation, went on the TV, demanding that they be allowed to have long hair, and demanded to be taught to not be made fun of, and to be banned from jobs and all this kind of stuff because of their long hair. It was a movement. It was really strange, because they were also kind of nice boys with long hair, and the presenter was like, the presenter didn't know how to deal with it, because he doesn't know how to deal with long hair. So they started it. That was like the first. That was, once again, David Bowie being the first mover. He blazed the trail there, and he also did that with all the clothing and that, didn't he? With his fucking Ziggy Stardust stuff and his alter egos. Brilliant. Why isn't he still around again? Why have we got fucking people like Trump still around and people like him? Well, not the same thing. Okay, why have we still got people like who's a shit band? I'm trying to think of one now. Who's doing a fucking McBusted and fucking McFly? They're still around, and David Bowie's gone. The world's wrong. Anyway, if you don't know who McBusted is, don't go looking for it. You're really better off where you are. Anyway, security envelope. A dull men's club calendar has been a big hit. This is because people can't get out, and it's a novelty, and I like the idea of it actually. It's a dull men's club calendar, and it's a calendar with dull men in it and their dull hobbies, like the envelope gatherer, the security envelope collector. It collects envelopes. It collects open envelopes. You know, the ones with the hole, the perspex thing that you have your name is on the letter that shows through the envelope. It collects them. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And he also, there's what else is there? A telegraph pole enthusiast, a washing machine restorer. They've all made it into this year's Dull Men's calendar. This is going on every year. It's a great present, but it wouldn't be one that I'd put up on my wall, even if I was given it. But still, it's funny. Lee, what's the other one? Vintage Washing Machine Museum. I've met a guy who owns a vintage lawnmower museum, and it was very interesting guy for about 5 minutes. And after that, he had a lot to say about lawnmowers, and the conversation went very, 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 very dull. I'll have to recommend him to this calendar. Who else is in there? Another guy spends all his days doing jigsaw puzzles. Fucking hell, who needs strip bars and lap dance clubs and nightclubs and drugs and alcohol and fucking bands and music when you got jigsaws? What do you need all that shit for? Come on. The world's changing. We're all like that now. We're all stuck indoors in lockdown. Somebody asking me to go out. I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I might stay in. I've got used to staying in now. What do I want to go out for? And today's Friday. I'm getting ready to stay in. I'm looking forward to staying in tonight. Come on. Something's got to change. I might have to force myself to go out. But you've got to eat. I'm not hungry. Anyway, the mullet's back. The coiffeur they're calling it, of 80s hairdos, the mullet is about to rise from the dead. It's already back. You've only got to watch a couple of rugby games. The rugby players, they know all about the mullets. They know what a mullet is. They've been wearing it with pride and proud, and they're proud. But it's coming back into the mainstream. So it could be a lockdown thing again, because people can have whatever hairdo they like when they're stuck indoors and nobody's going to see them. But now, once they've got used to it, they start. You know, when you have a weird hairdo for the first time, and you look really weird and you hate it. But after a few months, you start going, you know what? Or like when people go bald for the first time, they look weird, and then you get used to it after a bit, and they look fine. And that's what people are doing with their mullets. They're doing it for a laugh in the house, thinking it looks ridiculous. After about 3 weeks, they're going, you know what? This is growing on me. Literally, it's fucking starting to look pretty damn cool. I'm going out to the pub, see what the ladies think. Anyway, so it's coming back. The Chris Waddle look, and who else? What was the other name? Pat Sharp, DJ Pat Sharp. It's coming back. I might even have one. I might have to grow one now just for this podcast. Maybe I should have like a charity mullet month. You know, like you have October smoking, or Movember for November. You grow the mo. Now we can have a mullet month. Anyway. Last one I'm going to do. Let's all get out of here. Let's all go on to brighter and better things. Let's all get on to enjoy our Friday nights in the house. An alpaca went on a Christmas shopping trip. Somebody took an alpaca in their car with them. They've got an alpaca and they took it in the car with them. And it was looking out the window. That's got to be one of the strangest things you'd see, driving down and a car come past you and the alpaca is looking out the window. Because alpacas are quite slow moving with their head, aren't they? And they just look left and right, you know, with their funky hair. You double take, because a dog, you know it's a dog straight away. And an alpaca with their hairdos, you'd think it was like a really fucking ugly woman to start with. Sorry, ladies. But they do look kind of feminine. They got nice eyes, haven't they? Have they? But they've got their kind of like permed look hair on the top, haven't they? So, or a mullet, an alpaca with a mullet. They've got a mullet. They only need a few strands at the back. So, anyway, that was a new one, but now that's been done. Taking an alpaca Christmas shopping in the car. That's probably the first time that's ever happened. So, if you was ever thinking about doing that, you got to try and trump that. Maybe you should make yourself look like an alpaca. Get your hair like an alpaca and go to the shop. That could trump that, I think. Get your mullet alpaca hairdo. Anyway, what's he going on about? Who knows? I've drifted now. Let's move on to the last one I'm going to do. Big Ben's going to bong at New Year. Great. We're very happy about that, aren't we? Because Big Ben's had a £500 million revamp while everybody's skint and stuck indoors. And he's going to bong for us in New Year when we're all stuck indoors. We all want to be with our friends having a party. We're all going to have to do it by Zoom, but Big Ben's going to bong. I'll tell you what, we're all going to be bonging on New Year. Those of us in the know. Anyway, we're going to make sure it's a fucking good one and a fucking great big bong at that. Those of you that know what I'm talking about, have a great evening, and you're probably doing that tonight anyway. So I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully you might come back next week. Hopefully you do, and it'll be on Monday. See you later. Bye.